Welcome to J. English. In today's podcast, we will talk about something very important. It's about how to communicate with someone easily. We will learn together how to talk to people in English. This is not hard. You can do it. First, you need to feel confident. Speaking English can seem difficult at first, but don't worry. Many people learn English every day, and you can too. It just takes practice. You don't need to be perfect. Just try. You need to listen to others carefully. When you listen, you can understand better. It helps you know what the person is saying. This makes speaking easier. Pay attention to their words. Try to catch their meaning. Next, when you talk, speak slowly. Don't rush. It's okay if you don't speak fast. What's important is that you speak clearly. If you speak too quickly, others might not understand. And if they don't understand, it's harder to talk. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't understand something, ask. People will be happy to explain. They understand that you are learning. Now, let's talk about body language. Your body can tell a lot. When you meet someone, smile. It makes you look friendly. It helps the other person feel comfortable. They will want to talk to you. Make eye contact. When you look at someone's eyes, it shows you care about the conversation. But remember, don't stare too long. It might feel uncomfortable for the other person. When you talk, don't forget to use simple words. You don't need big words to sound good. Simple words work best. And you don't need to use long sentences. Short sentences are easy to understand. If you're not sure about a word, don't be afraid to use a different word. People will understand. For example, instead of saying delicious, you can say tasty. Both words mean the same, and both words are easy to understand. When you're having a conversation, don't interrupt the other person. Wait for your turn to speak. Listening is just as important as talking. It shows you respect the other person. Sometimes it's good to repeat things. If you don't understand something, say, "Can you repeat that?" It helps you learn and understand better. Don't feel embarrassed. It's normal when learning a new language. When you are learning, it's good to practice every day. The more you practice, the better you get. You can practice speaking with a friend, teacher, or even by yourself. Practice makes perfect. You can also watch TV shows or movies in English. It's a fun way to learn. You can hear how people talk in different situations. This helps you understand how to speak more naturally. Reading is another great way to learn. Start with simple books. Read every day. You can even read short stories or articles online. This will improve your vocabulary. Another tip is to write in English. It will help you remember new words and phrases. Start by writing simple sentences. The more you write, the easier it gets. Now, let's talk about how to ask questions. Asking questions helps you learn more. When you talk to someone, ask them questions about themselves. For example, "Where are you from?" Or, "What do you like to do?" This shows you're interested in them. It helps keep the conversation going. You can also ask for more details. If someone says, "I like to read," you can ask, "What books do you like?" Asking questions makes your conversation longer. It helps you learn more words. Sometimes people might use words you don't know. It's okay. You can ask, What does that mean? It shows you want to learn. Don't be afraid to ask. Speaking with someone in English can be fun. It's a great way to learn. Start by talking to people you know. As you get better, you can talk to more people. Don't be shy. Remember, learning English takes time. Be patient with yourself. Don't expect to speak perfectly. It's okay to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is to keep trying. First, let's talk about the words you use. The more words you know, the easier it is to speak. But don't worry about memorizing too many words. Start with the basics. For example, you can learn words for common things: food, colors, places, and family. These are words you will use every day. When you learn new words, try to use them in sentences. For example, after learning the word apple, try to say, "I like apples," or "I have an apple." Using new words in sentences will help you remember them better. Another tip is to focus on phrases, not just individual words. For example, "How are you?" and "What's your name?" are useful phrases. If you learn these phrases, you can use them in conversations easily. You don't need to worry about making long sentences. Simple phrases will help you speak clearly. Next, let's talk about listening again. Listening is very important when you are learning a new language. The more you listen, the better you will understand. You can listen to people speaking English on YouTube or podcasts. Listening to different people helps you hear how they pronounce words. It also helps you understand different accents. You can also practice listening by watching TV shows or movies in English. Try to watch with subtitles at first. This way, you can read the words while listening to the pronunciation. After some time, you will be able to understand even without subtitles. It's also good to listen to different types of English. People in different countries speak English in different ways. For example, American English is different from British English, but both are good. Learning both can help you understand more people. When you are listening to someone, pay attention to the tone of their voice. The tone can tell you a lot about what the person means. If they are speaking loudly, they might be excited or angry. If they are speaking softly, they might be sad or calm. You can learn a lot just by listening carefully to their voice. Now let's talk about your speaking skills. When you speak English, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a part of learning. Everyone makes them. But it's important to keep practicing. The more you speak, the easier it will be to talk with others. One way to practice speaking is by repeating what you hear. For example, if you hear someone say, "How are you?" repeat it out loud. "How are you?" This helps you remember how to say the words. You can do this every day. Practice makes you better. Another tip is to practice speaking with a friend or teacher. Find someone who speaks English well and talk to them. If you don't have anyone to practice with, try speaking to yourself. You can look in a mirror and practice speaking. It might feel strange at first, but it's a great way to practice without anyone listening. It's also important to speak slowly. Speaking too fast can make it hard for others to understand. If you speak slowly and clearly, people will understand you better. When you are speaking, try to focus on each word. Don't rush. Now, Let's talk about the importance of being friendly. When you talk to someone, smile. It makes you seem open and easy to talk to. Being friendly helps the conversation feel better. People will feel comfortable talking with you. Also, try to be patient. Sometimes it's hard to understand each other, but don't give up. Keep talking. If the other person doesn't understand, they will ask you to repeat. And if you don't understand, you can ask them to say it again. Be patient and kind. This makes communication easier for both people. You can also use gestures to help explain what you mean. For example, if you are talking about food, you can show the shape of the food with your hands. This can help the other person understand you better. But remember, be careful with gestures. In some cultures, certain gestures may mean different things. When you talk, don't be afraid to ask the other person to repeat themselves. If they say something you don't understand, just say, "Can you say that again?" This is a simple and polite way to ask for help. Most people will be happy to help you. In conversations, try to ask open questions. Open questions are questions that need more than just a yes or no answer. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like music?" you can ask, "What kind of music do you like?" This gives the other person a chance to share more with you. It also makes the conversation more interesting. If you don't understand something, it's okay to ask for clarification. You can say, "What do you mean by that?" Or, "Can you explain it in another way?" This shows that you want to understand. It also helps you learn new words and phrases. Another way to learn is to practice with real-life situations. For example, when you go to a store, try to speak in English. Ask questions like, "How much is this?" Or, "Where can I find the apples?" By practicing in real situations, you will get better at speaking English. You can also make mistakes in real situations, and that's okay. Don't be afraid to speak. People are usually understanding when you are learning. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. And don't forget, learning English takes time. You won't be perfect right away, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep trying. Little by little, you will get better. Keep practicing every day, and soon you will be able to speak with anyone in English. One key thing to remember is that you don't need to speak like a native speaker. You don't have to use difficult words or perfect grammar. It's okay to make mistakes. What's important is that you are clear and that you try to communicate. People will appreciate your effort. Sometimes we feel shy or nervous when speaking English. It's normal. But you have to remember that everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. The important thing is to keep going. If you make a mistake, don't worry. Just correct it and continue. You'll learn from those mistakes. Another tip is to use technology to help you practice. There are many apps that can help you learn English. Some of them have speaking exercises. You can practice by repeating the words you hear. These apps also have games and quizzes that make learning fun. Use these tools every day. The more you practice, the more you will improve. A great way to practice is by recording yourself. If you are alone, try recording yourself speaking. You can talk about your day or describe something. Afterward, listen to the recording. This will help you hear your mistakes. It's also a great way to track your progress. You can listen to your recordings from 1 week ago and see how much you've improved. Another technique to try is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say, word for word. It's like copying their speaking style. You can do this with YouTube videos, podcasts, or TV shows. This helps improve your pronunciation and rhythm. It's a fun way to learn. When you're talking to someone in English, try to stay calm. Don't worry if you don't know all the words. Use the words you know. People will understand you. If you don't know a word, you can use simple descriptions. For example, if you don't know the word keyboard, you can say, "It's the thing you type on." Describing things in simple ways works. If you don't understand something, ask for clarification. Say, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say that again?" People will usually be patient and explain things to you. Don't be shy to ask for help. Another way to improve is to learn common expressions. There are many common phrases that English speakers use. For example, "How's it going?" means, "How are you?" or "What's up?" You can use these phrases in your conversations. They will help you sound more natural. Try to use these expressions when talking to friends or in real situations. They will help you sound less formal and more relaxed. Now let's talk about how to handle difficult conversations. Sometimes conversations can be hard, especially if you don't understand everything. If you find yourself in this situation, stay calm. Don't panic. Just ask for help or clarification. You can say, "Could you repeat that more slowly, please?" Or, "I'm not sure I understand. Could you explain it in another way?" When you're talking about something complex, it's okay to ask for more details. For example, "What do you mean by that?" Or, "Can you give me an example?" These questions can help you understand the other person better and help the conversation continue. One thing that will make conversations easier is to learn how to agree or disagree politely. You can say things like, "I agree," or "I see your point," or "That's interesting." If you disagree, you can say, "I see it differently," or "I understand, but I think." This keeps the conversation friendly and respectful. It's also important to be aware of the cultural differences in language. English speakers from different countries or regions may use different words or phrases. For example, Americans might say elevator, while the British might say lift. These small differences are okay. Don't worry if you use a word that someone doesn't understand. You can always explain. If you're unsure about a word, you can ask the person what it means. People will be happy to explain. It's a good way to learn new vocabulary. If someone asks you about a word you don't know, try to explain it in simple terms. For example, if they ask you, "What is a smartphone?" you can say, "It's a phone with many apps. You can use it to call, text, and use the internet." Also, try to be polite in your conversations. Simple words like "please" and "thank you" go a long way. Being polite makes people more willing to talk to you and helps the conversation flow smoothly. It's also a good way to practice your English and show respect to the other person. When you're learning English, it's important to focus on progress, not perfection. You don't have to speak perfectly to be understood. The goal is to communicate. If you keep practicing, your English will improve, and you'll feel more confident speaking with others. Remember, learning English is a process. Take it one step at a time. Don't try to learn everything all at once. Set small goals. For example, you can set a goal to learn 5 new words every day. Or you can set a goal to have a 5-minute conversation in English every week. Small goals will help you feel successful and keep you motivated. Lastly, don't forget to have fun with English. Find ways to make learning enjoyable. Watch your favorite movies in English, listen to music, or even read books. The more you enjoy the process, the faster you will learn. Thank you for listening to this podcast on J.English. I hope you've learned some useful tips on how to speak more easily with someone in English. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you can do it. Keep listening, keep learning, and see you in the next episode.